Hello, class. Professor Malika here. My apologies for going over a little bit on our opening day on Tuesday. So I figured I'd record a little video here for you to go over the four pillars of personal branding and public relations. Once again, this PowerPoint that I started showing in class is available in this post. So make sure you see it connected on there and take a look at it because there will be parts of this that will be included in the midterm when we have the midterm exam come soon. First of all, the four pillars: trust, honesty, responsibility, and transparency. And as I started to say in class, if you take one of those away, it's very tough to have a strong personal brand, but also very tough to have strong public relations. Now, I always start with trust. Trust is the first pillar of personal branding and public relations. If you don't have trust, it's very hard for you to succeed. It takes years to build trust and it can take seconds to destroy. We've seen that with many organizations, brands, politicians, entertainers, individuals. You need to have trust. It is the strongest part of your personal brand. If you lose that or don't have that, you're in big trouble. So make sure you have trust to start out with everything. If I need to trust you, I need to see that trust. And if you're going to trust me, hopefully you can see that you can trust me right away, or at least build my trust over the semester. The second pillar is honesty. Honesty to me is about being honest about the expectations of what your public relations campaigns are, the expectations of your brand. You can't oversell something that you can't do. So if you tell someone in a campaign, I can get you 500 Twitter followers in one day, I can get you coverage in the New York Times, Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal by tomorrow. That may be true, but you cannot oversell yourself. Make sure you're honest with the expectations, being honest about your skills and not overinflating your abilities. If you do this, people are going to expect you to do things that way the rest of the time. So please make sure that if you're being honest, you don't oversell yourself. You can be honest and say in your PR and your personal brand and say, I know we can do that, but here's the plan to get it done in a reasonable amount of time. The third pillar, transparency. To me, transparency may be the most disruptive and far reaching innovation to come out of social media because not everyone is transparent on social media, as we have seen. We saw this during the election of 2016 with the fake news phenomenon going on, unfortunately. But you need to be transparent and let people see who you are. That doesn't mean you share every single thing with everyone. But what it does mean is you have to make sure that people understand that you're not being untruthful, and you're being in a way that someone can look at you and say, I don't know who they are or what they represent. Let people understand who you are on social media. And that means not putting up something and saying, I'm in Washington, D.C., and show a picture of you in Washington, D.C., but it was taken 3 weeks ago. Make sure people understand that you're being transparent so they understand where you're coming from and they can then fall into place with the rest of the pillars of personal branding. And the last of the four, to me, is responsibility. You need to take responsibility for who you are and what you do in person and as a professional in public relations, on social networks, in presentations, etc. Having a Twitter account, a Facebook page, a public relations portfolio on LinkedIn, these should all be handled with great responsibility because these are the things that people are going to look at when they are trying to see if you are worthy of an internship, worthy of that first job. People are going to look at that and see if you should get a grant of some sorts, or other professors are going to want to see, including myself, that you're responsible in doing the work that we assigned during this class. So make sure you understand what the four pillars are and especially what responsibility means for you as a PR professional, but also towards your personal brand. Now, when I talk about personal branding, and I know some of you in class had talked about this and raised your hand and said you knew what personal branding was, and I'm really happy about that. I'm going to be talking more as the semester goes on about personal branding and how it interacts with PR, but also how it can help build your professional portfolio. Personal branding is basically the new way resumes and cover letters used to be sent out. Or in the television industry, we used to send demo tapes or demo CDs to people. Now people see our work, at least television pros, they see it online every day, or they keep a reel on YouTube. Make sure that people know that your personal brand is who you are and does not represent who you are not. So, what I really mean about personal branding and PR is you have to be real and you can be passionate as well. If you can't be real and you cannot be passionate, you're wasting your time in public relations and you're wasting your time also on social networks too. If your brand or you are seen as fake, it's harder to correct that than it is to be real from the start. So make sure you're real and make sure you're passionate. People gravitate towards passion. People want to work with passionate people in this world. They can see through BS a mile away. Believe me, I've seen this. If you aren't passionate about the work you do or you try to fake it, those that you are trying to impress will pick up on that immediately. Inspire others by when they follow you and establish yourself as someone that can be trusted and you're real and show that you love what you do. If you don't take public relations and your personal brand seriously, people are going to ask, why should I take them seriously? And another one of the things that I'm going to show you, and I'll include this as well in another post, is I have a brand wheel which helps in public relations. It'll help you understand why your personal brand and public relations is so interconnected. But I at least wanted to post this video and give you guys an idea. If you have any other questions, shoot me an email, the letter J, MOLLICA at american.edu. Hit me up on Twitter at JASMOLLICA. And if you are not already following me, please feel free to follow me on Twitter. If I don't follow back right away, that's not because I'm not paying attention. It's just because I wasn't with my phone or in front of my Twitter account. So let me know what you think of the video. Let me know if it makes sense. And if you have any questions before next Tuesday, please reach out and let me know. Until then, hope to see you next Tuesday.